Hi there, Horse Bosses. Fundamental 2, Week 4 review. This is Brenda and Gigi and Ivy. This is day 1 with Gigi. This is where we did the rollbacks without the fence at the walk trot and a little bit at the canter. Gigi did really good. She wasn't quite as bendy as Ivy is when we do Ivy, but I was pretty happy with how she moved. She kind of just wanted to pick up the lope on her own and do this drill, so I was pretty happy with how she was changing her leads and really responding to when my body turned and I looked. I'm pretty impressed with how she's doing with this challenge. And here's day 1 with Ivy. She was pretty hot to start with, just from being warmed up, so she was a little bit irritated when we started, but she did really well. She kind of did really good listening to my cues. She did get a bit faster, and I felt really good that we were able to kind of work together a little bit more as a team. You can see that she's a little bit shaky her head and not really sure what we're doing, but toward the end of this, I felt like we got better and smoother and that she was doing just a really good job. I was happy with the way that both her and Gigi worked today. And this is day 2 on Gigi. This is where we did the one-handed side pass into a lead departure. Gigi and I had a little bit of difficulty with this, and I'm not sure if it was more me or her. I know Fallon said that it looked a lot easier than it was, and she was absolutely correct. I tried really hard to have Gigi cross over and then come in onto herself and do the circle. I think that she got pretty good at it toward the end, and it could be that I just understood what I was asking for her as well, but I was pretty happy that she was listening and trying to do what I wanted her to do. I'm super proud that how far she has come and how well she's listening to me. And here's day 2 on Ivy. She actually did pretty well on this drill. I think that she may have done something like this similar in the past, but I was really able to kind of pick her up and move her over and then have her come right in onto herself and make a little circle. She still was hot. She's just more of a hot-natured horse, more finished, but she did do pretty good, and we were able to do the pattern going both directions. I had to slow her down a couple of times because she kept wanting to be all prancy and get fast and not really understand what we were doing, that we were in slow work and everything. And it was a little difficult also because I did have her in the bit that she worked slow in, and she's just kind of kept getting hotter and hotter. So a couple times we just had to kind of slow down, back up, reset, and then try it again. I was pretty happy though that she was able to listen to me and figure it out, and I could really feel how I can move her over and then bring her in on herself, and how that can help when you're diving into a barrel or you're trying to move away from the barrel and kind of steer when you got speed going on pretty fast. And here's day 3 on Gigi, the avatar drill. She did really well with this one. I was a little worried because she can be hotter. She's starting to get a little hotter now that she's getting more in shape and her baby's approaching 3 months. But she did do really good. She actually responded to my body and my cues a little bit faster on the slowing down than I was prepared for. And a couple times you can see me, I kind of just go forward and almost lose my seat because as soon as I open up my legs to bring her down from a canter to a trot, she's like and kind of does it. She does that pretty good with the stop too. I was really impressed. I never really realized how much she really relies on me and how much she feeds off of my body language. It was pretty eye-opening to see this and pretty neat to see that I have these buttons that I didn't even know that I had that I can use and tap into by just kind of shifting my weight around and opening up my legs or closing my legs, or how my energy is when I'm riding her. And day 3 with Ivy, oh boy, I wasn't really sure how this was going to go. Ivy's a really hot horse and really forward walking, forward moving, really just any type of little movement forward. And she's like, okay, let's go. And it's not really like, okay, let's kind of go. It's like, oh yeah, balls to the wall, let's push it. So I was a little concerned and not really sure how this might work. I tried to keep her kind of collected and I did keep my hands kind of soft. I didn't move them back or move them forward. I just kept them in a stable spot. So when she hit them with her face, when she didn't want to stay collected, is when you kind of see her pumping her head up in the air. but she really just moves off of any little teeny bit of energy. It did take her a little bit longer to realize that I stopped asking for the canter and that I really wanted her to slow down. I opened my legs, and you can tell that she kind of feels it when she flips her tail around, and she's not really sure if she wants to give it to me or not, but then she does give it to me. I was actually pretty impressed with how well she did, because I did not think this was going to go well. I honestly thought it was going to end up in another dumpster fire and probably just running circles, and a video of me running circles for hours was what you guys were going to be able to see. So I'm pretty proud of her. I'm pretty happy that she is able to respond when I open my legs or close my legs asking for pressure. We didn't do a whole lot of hotness in this one because she is more of a hot forward horse, and I wanted to bring her down and let her know that she can go fast, but when I ask for her to slow down, or just think slow down, or think trot, or think walk, that she does bring it back to me and is able to respond to how I'm asking her to do things. Day 4 with Gigi. This is where we bring it all together and do the counter arc and the figure eights, and then go right into a really bent circle. Gigi did this pretty well. I am just so proud of how well she's doing this drill. When we started Fundamentals 1, she was not very good at counter arcing at all, if any of you guys have followed us along these 2 months. So to see her just kind of be like, okay, I'll do it, and for me to be able to add the complexity of moving forward at the same time, and then doing a counter arc one way, but then coming back in onto herself and doing the circle bent with flexion in the other direction, is just super neat to watch this mare come along. I'm super proud of her, and I'm super happy with how well all of this is coming together and how well she is working for me. She is totally an example of what Fundamentals 1 and 2 can do for a horse if you put the time in. And day 4 on Ivy, she also did really well at this. She does have some good background training that she had before I got her with her reverse arcs. It's pretty neat to see. She did really well. We kind of did the whole reverse figure 8, and then we turned into the flexion onto herself. She is getting really bendy and really soft with just moving off leg pressure and very little hands. I was pretty impressed with how low my hands are and how I'm just kind of keeping reins a little bit looser than I ever have in the past. She's doing really well, and I'm really happy with how she's able to respond, and I'm able to figure out how to ask her what I would like her to do the correct way. She's really coming along, and I'm really excited to see where this is going to end up into our barrel pattern.